It takes sunshine and rain to make a rainbow. There would be no rainbows without sunshine and rain. Great is truth, but still greater from a practical point of view is silence about truth.
You become mature when you become the authority of your own life. Breathing control gives man strength, vitality, inspiration, and magic powers.
To pay attention, this is our endless and proper work. If you know how to remain peaceful from within, then there is nothing in this world that can create trouble in you.
Here, in this quiet place we own, worlds are born. Run the voodoo down. I finally figured out the only reason to be alive is to enjoy it.
We come spinning out of nothingness, scattering stars like dust.
Success usually comes to those who are too busy looking for it.
Don't ever save anything for a special occasion. Being alive is the special occasion. Occasionally he stumbled over the truth, but hastily picked himself up and hurried on as if nothing had happened.
Things joined by profit, when pressed by misfortune and danger, will cast each other aside.
I have been swimming inward and no longer drowning. I have been seeking the answers within myself. Don't spend time beating on a wall, hoping to transform it into a door. Not all can believe anything they want to, because not all have the ability to believe. In the end, Lex should have stuck to his lies, for it was the truth he almost told that killed him.
What is to be, will be, and no prayers of ours can arrest the decree.
True beauty is measured by the number of pearls within you, not those around your neck. You can't change the wind, but you can set your sails. Whenever you find yourself on the side of the majority, it is time to reform. Of all sad words of tongue or pen, the saddest are these: it might have been. Some people avoid thinking deeply in public only because they are afraid of coming across as suicidal. Inspiration is sometimes as simple as a shared smile. Anything can be done, as long as you truly believe it.
After your death, you will be what you were before your birth.
Sometimes you have to take 2 steps back to take 10 forward. Don't have hope that the situation will be better. Have hope that your Savior will be nearer. Life is not complex. We are complex. Life is simple, and the simple thing is the right thing. Anyone who lives within their means suffers from a lack of imagination. For it is our scars that show us where we've been. Let them not dictate where we are going. If your desire is for good, the people will be good. The strength of a nation derives from the integrity of the whole. You must work in the dark for your light to shine.
We all have the beast in us, Bill, and it is up to us to control it.
No power on earth, if it labors beneath the burden of fear, can possibly be strong enough to survive.
The petty thief is imprisoned, but the big thief becomes a feudal lord.
Even as a solid rock is unshaken by the wind, so are the wise unshaken by praise or blame. I've always liked the moonless night best. It's easier to say things in the dark. It's easier to be yourself. One word of encouragement can be enough to spark someone's motivation to continue with a difficult challenge.
That knowledge, which stops at what it does not know, is the highest knowledge. Forgiveness is divine, but never pay full price for late pizza.
Being realistic is the quickest path to mediocrity. Beauty exists not in what is seen and remembered, but in what is felt and never forgotten. A humble man will always receive the best that others have to offer, for he recognizes the truth. To lose your path is the way to find that path. The prettiest flowers earn their honor in the ugliest dirt.
I wouldn't have missed a single minute of it, not for the whole world. You are never alone. You are eternally connected with everyone.
This had seemed a safe choice, since to be against the Beatles is to be against life. Success always hugs you in private, but failure slaps you in the public. Being interesting isn't important, but being happy is, as well as being a person you're proud of. Whoever said that the past isn't dead had it backward. It's the future that's already dead, already played out. The peak efficiency of knowledge and strategy is to make conflict unnecessary.
Don't let anyone ever make you feel like you don't deserve what you want.
He who cannot obey himself will be commanded. That is the nature of living creatures. In life there are two things which are dependable: the pleasures of the flesh and the pleasures of literature.
Take care of your body. Remember, health is another form of wealth. Conformity to the present is invisibility to the future.
Everything existing in the universe is the fruit of chance and necessity. Sometimes you lie to deceive people. Sometimes you lie because you need the lie to become the truth. You don't get to pick where you're from, but you always have control of where you're going.
Politics determines who has the power, not who has the truth. I'm not a product of my circumstances. I'm a product of my decisions.
Failure is instructive. The person who really thinks learns quite as much from his failures as from his successes. Try not to become a man of success, but rather become a man of value. It is not a failure to readjust my sails to fit the waters I find myself in. When you think you're right, you're most likely wrong. Like a missing tooth, sometimes an absence is more noticeable than a presence. The fact that you aren't where you want to be should be enough motivation. Art and life are subjective. Not everybody's going to dig what I dig, but I reserve the right to dig it. When you hold a grudge, you want someone else's sorrow to reflect your level of hurt, but the two rarely meet. Timid men prefer the calm of despotism to the tempestuous sea of liberty.
If you want to dine with perfection, you must toil with imperfection.
Who controls the past controls the future. Who controls the present controls the past. Don't be afraid of your fears. They're not there to scare you. They're there to let you know something is worth it. Well, it's hard to be yourself. It's the hardest job there is. For every good reason there is to lie, there is a better reason to tell the truth.
There's so much to be grateful for. Words are poor things.
10 years from now, make sure you can say that you chose your life, you didn't settle for it. If we didn't fear the truths we didn't hear, we'd lose the need to fear the ones we did. Sometimes letting go is simply changing the labels you place on an event. Looking at the same event with fresh eyes.
Life is too short when you think of the length of death.
No man ever threw away life while it was worth keeping. Embrace the truth that joy does not happen to us. It reflects our mindset and choices.
She will always wear her crown, regardless of the hate.
The value of time becomes evident when it's gone. Use it wisely. One of the greatest journeys in life is overcoming insecurity and learning to truly not give a shit. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others.
The essence of being human is that one does not seek perfection.
If you can't feel gratitude when you are in need, The feeling of the need would never leave you, even if it is fulfilled. A daily dose of daydreaming heals the heart, soothes the soul, and strengthens the imagination. We should be humble in our approach, but should not grumble towards life. Believe in your greatness, because what you believe is what you become.
Only he who has no use for the empire is fit to be entrusted with it.
I must be a mermaid, Rango. I have no fear of depths and a great fear of shallow living. Thoughts without content are empty, intuitions without concepts are blind.
Any fool can know. The point is to understand.
The goal shouldn't be to make the perfect decision every time, but to make less bad decisions than everyone else. Truth is ever to be found in the simplicity, and not in the multiplicity and confusion of things.
Consideration for others is the basis of a good life, a good society.
Most people gaze neither into the past nor the future. They explore neither truth nor lies. They gaze at the television. Snow floated down every once in a while, but it was frail snow, like a memory fading into the distance.
If your actions don't live up to your words, you have nothing to say.
A lie sometimes can be truer than the truth, which is why fiction gets written.
Celebrate true friends. They are a part of you that always sparkles. The trick is to enjoy life. Don't wish away your days, waiting for better ones ahead.
Don't ruin a good today by thinking about a bad yesterday. Let it go. The heart is the toughest part of the body. Tenderness is in the hands. Why can you see the stars at night, but not the light? People have boldness to criticize, but not to sensitize. You do the same as me or my generation, you will get the same results. BEBOLD. Go against the grain. There is no limit to the amount of good you can do if you don't care who gets the credit.
We must live together as brothers, or perish together as fools.
The aim of life is to live, and to live means to be aware, joyously, drunkenly, serenely, divinely aware.
To go outside what your charge was, and to try to solve everything yourself, is dangerous.
Each man should frame life so that at some future hour fact and his dreaming meet. Sometimes we don't get second chances, Owen. Sometimes things just end. Yet we must say something when those who say the most are saying nothing. You can't cross the sea merely by standing and staring at the water. The life of the enemy. Whoever lives for the sake of combating an enemy has an interest in the enemy's staying alive. What a bright sunny day, and I don't know what to say. You can't let the truth bring out the worst and let it get the best of you. It was amazing how it worked. The tiniest bit of truth made credible the greatest lies.
Life is an experiment in which you may fail or succeed. Explore more, expect least. Success is a flower that doesn't grow in everyone's garden.
Anger exceeding limits causes fear, and excessive kindness eliminates respect. A man with outward courage dares to die. A man with inner courage dares to live. Live out of your imagination instead of out of your memory.
Ignorance is the night of the mind, but a night without moon or star. The mind is a wonderful servant, but a terrible master.
What other people think of you is none of your business. Comedy aims at representing men as worse. Tragedy is better than in actual life. You are confined only by the walls you build yourself.
One who is too insistent on his own views finds few to agree with him.
Things come apart so easily. when they have been held together with lies. If you want to live a happy life, tie it to a goal, not to people or things.
Keep your best wishes close to your heart and watch what happens. If you follow the enemy's shifts and changes, you can always find a way to win.
As a leader, you're not paid to make decisions. You're paid to get results from decisions. That which can be destroyed by the truth should be. Life's like a movie. Write your own ending. Keep believing, keep pretending. The beginning is the most important part of the work.
If at first you don't succeed, remove all evidence you ever tried.
If anyone on the verge of action should judge himself according to the outcome, he would never begin.
It is a very natural human trait to destroy that which frightens us.
Ruin is a gift. Ruin is the road to transformation. Never to suffer would never to have been blessed. We testify of what we have experienced and witnessed. May our testimony inspire others to share their story.
The superior man thinks always of virtue. The common man thinks of comfort.
You always know the truth because when you cut yourself or someone else with it, there's always a bloody show.
Victory is reserved for those who are willing to pay its price.
They say beauty is in the eye of the beholder. I think the same could be said for time. Autumn is a place where words fall short. It is a magic that must be felt, breathed, experienced, and treasured. Success goes to the ones who do. Get up, show up, throw up if you have to. Do it afraid, but do it no matter.
Someone else's progress doesn't make yours any less.
Be like the flower that gives its fragrance to even the hand that crushes it.
Everyone's greatest fantasy is to walk away from the life you lead. Every man reaches his destination if he just keeps walking.
It's a sad day when you find out that it's not accident or time or fortune, but just yourself that kept things from you. If life gives you any trouble, punch it in the face.
You fall because you are human, and rise because you are divine.
If you reveal your secrets to the wind, you should not blame the wind for revealing them to the trees. The body is wiser than its inhabitants. The body is the soul. The body is God's messenger. It is very tough to climb a mountain. However, it is not as tough as convincing yourself that you can climb it. You're never given a dream without also being given the power to make it true.
True, life is complex, but so are a great many accidents.
There is nothing worse for the lying soul than the mirror of reality.
It is said we learn more from our failures than our successes. We can't become what we need to be by remaining what we are. I don't think you should wait. I think you should speak now. Either you want change or you want comfort, but you can't have both.
I could agree with you, but then we'd both be wrong.
The inner fire is the most important thing mankind possesses. Positive expectations are the mark of the superior personality.
The moment you make someone promise anything is the same moment you ask them to lie to you.
Kindness is a language which the deaf can hear and the blind can see. Never stop acquiring the common sense. It is as good as the knowledge.
Stress is a consequence of negative happenings or impact in life, but important is how to overcome it. One lie has the power to tarnish 1,000 truths. Problems are not stop signs, they are guidelines. You often feel tired, not because you've done too much, but because you've done too little of what sparks a light in you.
Half of seeming clever is keeping your mouth shut at the right times.
Hold on to forgiveness, for it frees your heart of resentment and opens the door to healing and peace.
No matter how good you get, you can always get better, and that's the exciting part.
No one really knows why they are alive until they know what they die for.
Do not fear the thorns in your path, for they draw only corrupt blood.
Don't blow off another's candle, for it won't make yours shine brighter. My one regret in life is that I am not someone else. There is no problem more difficult to solve than that created by ourselves. To hide feelings when you are near crying is the secret of dignity. It is difficult, when faced with a situation you cannot control, to admit you can do nothing. Those who rest when they need to work will work when they need to rest. Do your bit when it is most rewarding.
I can't go into detail, but it's why I went to the special meeting at the Pentagon.
The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts.
Human beings must have action, and they will make it if they cannot find it. Deal with your past so that it won't affect your future.
No greater gift there is than a generous heart.
He was a lonely ghost, uttering a truth that nobody would ever hear.
A celibate clergy is an especially good idea because it tends to suppress any hereditary propensity toward fanaticism. The more I read, the more I acquire, the more certain I am that I know nothing.
Sometimes I think my head is so big because it is so full of dreams.
The deeds you do may be the only sermon some persons will hear today.
Fear is nothing more than a negative assessment of risk. Your highest thoughts sometimes arise in your lowest moments.
I can't understand why people are frightened of new ideas. I'm frightened of the old ones. You were given life. It is your duty to find something beautiful within life, no matter how slight. If you really want the key to success, start by doing the opposite of what everyone else is doing. The soul should always stand ajar, ready to welcome the ecstatic experience.
Peace cannot be kept by force. It can only be achieved by understanding.
Sometimes people are beautiful, not in looks, not in what they say, just in what they are. But in the end, it's only a passing thing, this shadow. Even darkness must pass.
Focus on making yourself better, not on thinking that you are better.
The world needs your unique path. Chart it fearlessly.
What is of supreme importance in war is to attack the enemy's strategy.
Feel free to argue with the man with a gun. Only make sure there are no bullets in it.
There is nothing more important than your eternal salvation.
Don't cry because it's over. Smile because it happened. Summer is for surrendering. Winter is for wondering. Forgiveness doesn't have to be when they are sorry, but when you show compassion to those who don't deserve it. I'd found out that if you push people away hard enough, they tended to go. Fear is temporary, regret is forever. Successful people don't have fewer problems. They have determined that nothing will stop them from going forward. Muddy water is best cleared by leaving it alone.
Be like seeds. Do not see dirt thrown at you as your enemy, but as ground to grow.
Neither the sun nor death can be looked at steadily.
Attack is the secret of defense. Defense is the planning of an attack.
If you think life is magical or life is hard, either way you are right. Your thoughts are the source of reality. Without causality in the world, there is no point in educating people or making any moral or political appeal. Be with someone who inspires you and makes you be the best version of yourself.
You can be anything you want in the world. Just don't become a prisoner of hatred.
People are going to say what they want to say and think what they want to think, and I can't change their minds. Rowing harder doesn't help if the boat is headed in the wrong direction. The absence of the will to live is, alas, not sufficient to make one want to die. The more we value things, the less we value ourselves.
Once you realize you deserve better, letting go will be the best decision ever.
I visited many places, some of them quite exotic and far away, but I always return to myself. Everyone leaves. Learn how to survive alone.
Life is a full circle, widening until it joins the circle motions of the infinite. Belief can be manipulated. Only knowledge is dangerous. I never said it would be easy. I only said it would be worth it. You can jail a revolutionary, but you can't jail the revolution.
My feelings are too loud for words and too shy for the world. Life is and will ever remain an equation incapable of solution, but it contains certain known factors. The light at the end of the tunnel is just the light of an oncoming train. Don't be afraid of criticism. The tallest trees are always confronted by the strongest winds.
Shoot for the moon. Even if you fail, you'll land among the stars.
The truth is messy. It's raw and uncomfortable. You can't blame people for preferring lies. Truth persuades by teaching, but does not teach by persuading. Some beautiful paths can't be discovered without getting lost.
Notice the difference between being in control and needing control.
Price of peace could only be valued by people who had suffered loss in the war.
Be brave to stand for what you believe in, even if you stand alone.
If you have joy in your heart, even the most mundane moments will become extraordinary. Believe in yourself. You are braver than you think, more talented than you know, and capable of more than you imagine. A gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials. We can see when others are trying to destroy us, but we choose to let karma deal with them accordingly.
If I had it all to do again, there would be more bodies.
The only reason for a test is to grow our faith in his ability to help us pass it. The pursuit of truth and beauty is a sphere of activity in which we are permitted to remain children all our lives.
You can measure the size of a person by what makes him or her angry.
Trust the story. The storyteller may dissemble and deceive. The story can't. The story can only ever be itself.
You are never too old to set another goal or to dream a new dream.
Success and failures are always very near to each other. Each can turn into the other very quickly. Gotta keep my head above water. Gotta make it through. To tell the truth is very difficult, and young people are rarely capable of it. Solitary trees, if they grow at all, grow strong.
Si no usaba esta vida, entonces la estaba desperdiciando. Life changes very quickly, in a very positive way if you let it. Heaven is like an egg, and the earth is like the yolk of the egg. There are not more than 5 primary colors, yet in combination they produce more hues than can ever be seen. Those who do not think about the future cannot have one. Stop being okay with everything.
There's only one day at a time here. Then it's tonight, and then tomorrow will be today again.
Those who are willing to be vulnerable move among mysteries. Faster, faster, until the thrill of speed overcomes the fear of death.
Imagine no limitations. Decide what's right and desirable before you decide what's possible. Be the kind of person who dares to face life's challenges and overcome them, rather than dodging them. Never allow a person to tell you no who doesn't have the power to say yes.
Abundance is not the absence of scarcity. It is the presence of abundant mentality.